Hey there guys, Aleksa here, the climate dietitian, sports dietitian, and nutrition coach. So today what we're going to talk about is the habits of successful dieters, okay? So individuals that are able to not only lose weight, but keep it off for good, they've got certain habits and certain things they do that enables them to be this effective and reach their peak potential. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to explain this to you guys, give you guys a lowdown of what you need to know in terms of habits that you should start, incorporating into your lifestyle and to enable you to be as effective and to maximize your nutrition plan as much as possible. Hope you enjoy. So it's no secret that weight loss is hard, okay? We all know this. And it's no secret that people struggle to lose weight and keep it off. Weight regain is the biggest issue when it comes to weight loss, and that's why today what we're going to talk about is what are the habits of these successful dieters. Okay, so that way you can get an idea of what you need to start incorporating or thinking about when you're actually starting your fat loss plan, or if you're well within one and you're just struggling. These are the types of things that successful people are able to implement that are part of them, that are part of their journeys, that enables them to be successful and be able to lose the weight long term. So let's get into it, guys. I guess the number one overarching thing here is the number one habit of successful dieters is that they focus on sustainability and adherence. Any plan that they start, they can see themselves sustaining, they can see themselves adhering to it, and that's really the key factor here when it comes to successful weight loss. Because if you can't sustain something, you're already lost. So number one, sustainability and adherence, as I've mentioned a number of times before, is the key here. So yeah, make sure that whatever you're actually implementing, whatever you're changing, whatever diet you're starting, you can actually see yourself sustaining. And also you can actually make sure that you are actually adhering to it. So not giving up and actually pushing through and doing it even when you don't feel like doing it. So that's where the biggest factor comes in. So yeah. And I guess that links into mentality as well. One of the biggest things that people actually struggle with is having the right mindset, the right mentality when it comes to fat loss. That you can't have the all or nothing. Okay, if you have the all or nothing approach, you won't be as successful, because then, if you maybe have like a treat food here, then you'll think that you had given up, and you would give up, and then you'd feel like you're a failure. So all or nothing has to go. There has to be a right mindset going. There has to be a balanced mindset. So balance is key here, and make sure that your mindset's flexible as well. So not kind of just thinking in black and white, but actually looking at the gray areas as well. So no, you haven't actually failed because you ate that pizza. You just, okay, I've had that pizza, and then you move on from it and you continue going through. So that's something that actually successful dieters do, is they don't have this mindset that breaks them when they actually don't follow the plan, or where they don't feel like they're on track or in control of their plan. And while we're talking about mindset and mentality, let's touch upon another important factor, is that having that long-term mindset, okay? Understanding this is a long-term game, not a short-term game. A lot of people actually want that instant gratification of that quick and easy weight loss, which is either not attainable and not sustainable, not realistic, or even if it is and you do achieve it, it's not usually sustained long term, or you've actually impaired yourself in other ways, whether it's muscle mass loss, or not developing healthy relationship with food, or just not developing true habits that's going to keep you actually successfully maintaining that weight loss in the long term. So yeah, make sure you don't follow the short-term game, guys. Just go for the long-term game, focus on the actual future goals, and know that it does take time. Okay, don't give up. It actually does take time, and if you just be patient and just push through, you'll get there. So I guess you could also say patience is another key factor that actually helps dieters be successful, because if you're patient and you understand that it's you've got to wait to achieve that goal that you want, then you'll be a lot more better off than if you are impatient and expect things to come to you very quickly. Even though maybe you've had a bad week and you're like, why aren't things working and all that kind of stuff. Knowing that if you remain patient, you'll get there is a big step and a big important habit that many successful dieters also have. Now, I talk a lot about flexibility and make sure you're not too restrictive with your diet, and it's balanced and it can suit your lifestyle, but there also has to be some compromise. And successful dieters have some form of cognitive restraint, okay? So they don't just kind of give in, they have some kind of structure, some kind of rules, so to speak, that actually enables them to be successful. Okay, so yes, you should be flexible. Yes, you should be able to include your favorite foods, but there has to be some compromise. You can't just be splurging on foods all the time. You have to have some structure, you have to follow the macros, pretty accurately most of the time to be successful. So yeah, there has to be some kind of cognitive restraint. You have to be able to tell yourself, no, I've had enough. It doesn't fit within my plan, even when things are hard and cravings are hard, or when just life becomes a lot more difficult to deal with. You just got to keep pushing through and knowing that you got to remain within your rules, so to speak, to make sure that you achieve that successful weight loss. Now, cognitive restraint goes hand in hand with self-monitoring, okay? So another habit is self-monitoring. So whether it's weighing yourself regularly to monitor trends, whether it's looking at other kind of data, getting some skinfold testing or something done to make sure you see yourself tracking along, whether it's actually weighing your food, measuring macros, whatever it is, successful dieters have some kind of protocol in place that enables them to track what they're doing, enable them to assess their progress, enable them to see if they are on the right track going forward. So self-monitoring goes hand in hand with cognitive restraint because they usually work well with each other to make sure that you are within the scope of your nutrition plan, so to speak. So for you guys, what I'll recommend is if you're not tracking, you got to increase that awareness, okay? So if you're not tracking, I want you to start tracking maybe for a week. Track your food on MyFitnessPal as accurately as you can and see if you are actually surprised with the results, because using that data, you'll be able to more accurately understand where you're at. And that's why people that do this are more successful. They know where they're at, they know where they want to be, and with that data, with that understanding of that awareness, through that self-monitoring, they're able to actually put two and two together and actually know where to go to next. So if you guys aren't tracking at the moment, I recommend you do it for at least a week. I always recommend most people at least, to track at least once in their life so they can better understand what their nutrition's actually doing. In the same way you can say for weight as well. People tend to weigh themselves, on this day 1 week and then 2 weeks later on a different day, and you don't get accurate data. Yes, over time you'll see trends, but if you measure yourself more regularly, you'll be able to actually assess your average trends and see what actually is happening. And that can give you a more accurate idea of what is working and what's not working, and guide you more better with your nutrition plans so that you can actually be successful. Now this next one goes without saying, but another successful dieter habit is regular exercise. Okay, you're probably thinking, yeah, no shit, but yeah, it's something that really is important. Regular exercise can be really helpful for weight loss, and we're not talking just because you're expending more energy so you're able to lose more weight. Long term, if you're a regular exerciser and you maintain a good amount of exercise, you can actually change your body's body fat set point. So everyone has their own set point where their body feels comfortable at, which it tries to get you back to that point. So by doing regular exercise, when you lose weight, you cut calories, you get to the body you want, and if you maintain regular exercise, the body's trying to defend a different set point, potentially than it was previously. So it enables you to be more successful, it makes it easier for you to maintain the weight loss, and it actually reduces your risk of weight regain, which is, as we've said, is a big issue in the weight loss sphere, is because people tend to lose weight and regain it. And that's what we're trying to end here. Now, this is a big one that people don't actually consider, okay? They know, okay, this is a diet I want to do. Okay, they kind of find, calculate something, they find the calories they need to do, or they look at a percentage macros, they follow some kind of plan, and they get started, they start exercising, they start following a nutrition plan, start eating better, start being more mindful, all that kind of stuff, and they start potentially losing weight, or they don't, either way, but they don't understand the importance of long-term accountability and structure. Okay, you let someone go and do something. Yes, some people will be successful like that because that's the way they work, but a lot of people need some kind of accountability or some structure, someone to guide them, someone to hold them accountable to their actions, and kind of tell them that yes, you're doing well, and just kind of make sure that they're actually on track, really. So, and a lot of people actually thrive on being able to kind of talk to someone about this kind of stuff, know that they're on the right track, feel that they have to do something so that they can actually stay accountable and maintain their weight loss long term. So yeah, having accountability and structure is something that's very important for a lot of people, and something that is a key success factor for many dieters. So if you haven't already, if you're missing out on that accountability, I do recommend you hire a coach, like a nutrition coach, dietitian, such as myself, or someone to really help you and guide you, and really kind of make sure you're on the right track, and for you to actually know that you're accountable to someone. because trust me, the power of that is incredible, and I've seen I've seen it firsthand with clients who have not been successful in the past. You give them someone to keep them accountable, give them a structured nutrition plan, and they're a lot more successful. So yeah, that's something to consider, guys. Like I mentioned before, you have to be long-term goal focused, and that's why successful dieters look at the long term when they're actually doing a nutrition plan, changing their life, losing the weight, all that kind of stuff. And it's really a key factor, because a lot of the times these days people are kind of they fall for fad diets. Okay, they fall for all these things that are promising quick and easy results, and because of that, unsuccessful dieters tend to go for fad diets or the latest trends, whereas successful dieters, being long-term goal focused, actually focus on sustainable diet practices, sustainable nutrition plans, sustainable exercise, just an overall sustainable lifestyle. So if you're someone that falls for fad diets or have started following a fad diet, it doesn't even have to be a fad diet. Okay, we're talking about any diets you can't sustain. You'll be a lot more successful if you really, choose a diet and nutrition plan. You actually fit your lifestyle and your preferences, because then you're more likely to adhere to it. And if you're more likely to adhere to it, you're more likely to stay successful. It's that simple. Also, successful dieters tend to be good planners. They tend to plan out their nutrition. They tend to plan out their lifestyle. They have a plan not just for their nutrition, but they have a plan overall. They stay structured in that sense, and they make sure that they're ready for the week ahead or the day ahead by actually planning out things ahead of time, so that they know what to do and how to do it, and do it properly. Because if you don't plan properly, you're not going to be as successful, because then you'll be just winging it a lot of times, and that's never a good recipe for successful long-term weight loss, because eventually things will catch up, life will happen, and you won't have that good structure in place that helps you kind of keep tracking along in the right way. So yeah, grab a meal planner, maybe set aside a half an hour each night to plan out your day ahead, something that gives you some kind of way to plan out what you will do, what you have to do, and how you're going to do it, so you can make sure you're tracking along at the best pace you can, and make sure you're doing things in the right way most of the time. So yeah, hope that helps you guys. But yeah, really I recommend that you start planning and become a planner if you're not, because then you'll be a lot more successful if you are. And then there's other things that you tend to see with a lot of successful dieters. They tend to eat more protein, which is a lot more satiating and also has a more thermic effect in the body. And they just people that eat more protein just tend to lose weight more successfully. People that eat a lot of high fiber foods, eating your fruits, your veggies, your whole grains, all that kind of stuff can actually help keep you more satiated and make you feel less cravings and want to eat more food. So it will make you want to eat less food. And because of that, you are more successful if you are actually maintaining a high protein, high fiber intake than someone that's eating a lot more palatable foods that aren't as filling, which is pretty common sense, but it's something that really is a key factor that you tend to see generally with most successful dieters, if they tend to follow that trend. And in the same way, they also tend to be well hydrated, so they drink enough water during the day. A lot of people that are dehydrated or don't drink enough, they tend to find that they crave more. Their hunger levels are higher, and this makes it harder to sustain weight loss, because when you're dieting, when you're on a weight loss plan, obviously you're cutting calories, you're going to get hungrier, you're eating less food, especially if you're going down to the lower end calories and you're exercising. So to curb that, having enough fluids can also be helpful. So yeah, enough protein, enough fiber, enough fluids, and you'll be a lot more successful. So yeah, guys, hope that's helped you guys. So really, when you look at it all, as long as you're patient, you've got a long-term mindset, you've got the right mentality around dieting, you're structured, you have, you're a planner and you have a plan ahead, you make sure that you have some discipline and cognitive restraint, and also that you follow some certain dietary practices, you are more likely to be successful. So hopefully this helped you guys understand this a bit more. Maybe you've actually implemented some of this stuff in your life already. Maybe you're already one of these, you've got these factors already rolling in your diet plan and your lifestyle. So I just wanted to give you guys a bit more of an insight about things that you should consider implementing or changing to be more successful with your fat loss long term, so that you can achieve that goal and that peak physique that you desire. So if you've got any questions, guys, as always, leave it in the comments below or send me a message on socials. The links are in the description as well. And yeah, until next time, guys, thank you. Hey guys, so just an extra video, I did forget to mention sleep is a big factor for dieters. So most successful dieters get enough sleep. Sleep just helps regulate your hormones that are, involved in cravings and involved in your hunger and satiety and that kind of stuff. Sleep, has an effect on cortisol, stress levels.
And sleep just has a number of health effects as well. So getting enough sleep is a big factor, and something that successful dieters do incorporate in their lifestyle, and something that I recommend you guys should too. So yeah, I thought I'd add this extra little video because I did forget to mention sleep in the video, and I think it's important you guys understand that as well. So yeah, thanks guys.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. So what I want to say is a little message of, if you're looking to get to your peak potential or achieve the peak physique you desire, just get the body you feel healthy, happy, and confident in, I can help you get there. So using that flexible macro approach, I've helped a number of clients get to where they need to be. So if this is something that's of interest to you, apply now for my coaching program via the link in the description below. I only work with action takers, people that are ready to make not only a physical but financial investment in themselves to get them to where they want to be. So if this is you and you feel you're the right fit, apply now. And then if you are successful, we'll get in contact and go from there. Thanks guys.